Hi, welcome back to Radio Hawke's Bay. This is part 2, and I'm Gail. This is Life Coaching with Gail, psychic, spiritual, intuitive aspects, and we're joining with Sonia. Hi, darling.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not doing too bad. What a beautiful day.
Oh, we've got that one of those magic Hawke's Bay days, the blue sky, no clouds, and that was when we came in. So I'm holding on to that one. So we have an interesting thing at this moment. We don't have anything to talk about. So we are just going to speak and we're going to talk and we're going to kind of just play with and see what happens. It's always quite good to be not as organised in your life, not as planned, to allow some sort of synchronicity or, I don't know, just let's see what happens kind of vibe.
Absolutely. Allow things to meld.
That's it. And the meld is what it does, isn't it? Because you do one thing and then something else happens. And like before this, we were talking about December. We were talking about, just a couple of key points that were coming up in December. And I've just had a thought, Sonia. Think about December.
Yes.
Think about our collective out there, those who are watching. Think about everything perhaps that December could embody in a really positive way. And we always use our left hand, people, because using your left hand connects with the right side of your brain. Now, your right side of your brain is not your thinking brain. It's not your shopping list. It's not your what I've got to do. It's not your, oh, damn, I could have done that better type of thing. The right side of your brain is your collective ancestral knowledge, information, the Akashic records, the universal knowledge that just kind of like pops in the middle of a thought. You might just get an idea that comes in the middle of a thought. Using intentionally your left hand, and this is even if you're writing something down, if you want to know something and you just write a few words on a piece of paper, they can be a key for you and a hint for you about the answer. It could be the exact answer that you're looking for, actually, if you've got a question. So it's actually an exercise that we could perhaps talk about at some particular point in time. So, Sonia, darling, if you would like to pick a card with your left hand so that we know you're connecting with your collective consciousness for everyone out there for December 2024.
Okay, I'll choose this card.
Temperance. And this is the Angel Blessing card.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
So this is Temperance, for those of you that can see the card. And Temperance is the balancing act, but it's the alchemy. And I've talked about this before. It's your life has gone through an alchemy.
It has, absolutely.
There has been whatever it was at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
There has been this, the caterpillar, beginning of the year.
Absolutely.
This kind of really unclear, mucky bit where it wasn't what it was and it isn't anything that you can identify. And it's in the middle of that transitional transformation. So if you think about the caterpillar to the chrysalis is green mush. Okay?
Yes,
it truly is green mush. You can't see a caterpillar and you can't see a butterfly, and the magic of how that butterfly is created is such an awe-inspiring message for us of how we can transform our life.
Yes.
And so for you, your life as well is transforming like many of us out here.
Absolutely.
And this is the card of, would you like to actually say what you get from that card before I go on?
Well, it is the alchemy of change, isn't it? It's the pushing and the growth. You were talking earlier actually about growth, and for December. And this year in particular has all been about growth and change and the alchemy of that change, you being you, but a different version of you. That's that type of change, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So I feel from this card that it is a transformation. Absolutely. It is that caterpillar to the butterfly. and all what would have gone on, as you said, that behind the scenes that you don't get to see on the surface, which definitely resonates for me, actually, for this year. Absolutely. I do feel like this year has been a very transformative year in many ways for me, but definitely through personal growth. So, yes, this card definitely resonates for me for that.
And the interesting thing about this card is so much is going on at that kind of like underneath.
Yes, it is. It's that underneath stage. It's the stage that doesn't necessarily get seen from the surface.
Well, it doesn't. You know, you'll talk to people with your smile and your happiness, and everyone will think everything's rosy in your world. But in actual fact, you've gone through, you know, a little bit of a hell in your life, and you know that is coming to an end. By the way,
yes.
You are coming out of that. But it's all of that behind the scenes is what's happening for you as well, isn't
absolutely.
it? A lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. And, you know, when the caterpillar's in a chrysalis, it doesn't resemble anything. It's just like nothing can be seen except the outside of the chrysalis, and it has this gold, and how does nature make that gold? That was always my thing, you know, how does it create those colours and make that gold, and then the butterfly with the colour where there was no colour, and it's your life is under this type of transformation. This is everybody this year. Nobody is exempt.
No.
Not one single person on the planet is not going through this intricate transformation.
Absolutely.
And so I just will say this because a lot of people have been a little hateful, attacking of other people this year, deliberately trying to undermine people, cause them real strife that's affected their entire life, not just their work, but their relationships, their family life, their everything else.
Absolutely.
Those people are not coping.
No.
They're not coping with this amazingly intricate change they're going through. But the change process this year is from the three-dimensional to the fifth-dimensional. And if you think of three-dimensional as, you know, you get up, you eat, you work, you carry on that cycle, and you don't think there's anything else that's going to be happening except that you have to do something more to make some more money or make something happen in your life, and that's the 3D world. But we're all transforming. Every single person on the planet is lifting into a 3D reality. And for those that want to, 5D reality. And for those of you that, or for those people that want to stay as they were, it's tough. You can't do it easily. You're going to feel angry. Everyone's going to upset you. I got yelled at. I was driving in Hastings yesterday. I got yelled at. I got given the finger. And I think I got yelled at twice in different parts of the town. I was like, what is going on? I almost didn't want to come back to Hastings and drive at Hastings anymore. It was maybe a day like that. I don't know. But maybe it was just me. I was doing a good turn, I thought, for somebody. But people that are acting out and being angrier than normal, please, if you could just be a little patient with them. We did have that card before that said, you know, we all have to be a bit patient. Things are happening as well behind the scenes. This one says,
a bit more kindness too.
Yeah, and it's just about being kind and going, yeah, okay, so you're having a tough time. When it's a personal attack, though, it does make it a little harder.
Yes, absolutely.
To have that kind of kindness aspect of it. So I will say this, okay? This helped me a lot. A person is not their behaviour. However they are behaving, that is not them.
Yeah.
They are projecting, expressing their life experience and how they are coping, which means they're not coping.
No.
So it's not them. That's not who they are. It's just how they're acting out. I get it. No excuses for acting out, but explanations.
Absolutely.
Just that they're not coping. And you know, if we have children and they're not coping, we're kind and we're kind of, allowing of them to kind of process and everything else. We just forget that when people become adults,
Absolutely.
But it doesn't change because we're all children inside.
100% we are.
So, yes. So this also is known as the many blessings card. It's actually saying to you, there are many blessings coming to you in every imaginable way. And if you look for the blessings, even if they're tiny ones, like I've got a roof over my head, I've got food in my stomach, things like that. If you count those blessings, more blessings will come. This is the time of blessings. And I think that's
fantastic.
What
Wonderful.
you drew. The card says this is the time everyone is blessed in different ways. And the more that you can see them, the more that you will actually get them.
Perfect.
Cool. Do you want to actually try another card then, Sonia?
Fantastic.
Do you want to aim it at something? So we've got this whole year of the Year of the Dragon, number 8 years, so it's Year of the Magician. It's been a year where we haven't felt perhaps like we had a hand in being able to do anything about our circumstances, but we always have been able to. It's like how you conduct yourself is one of the things that can create that different outcome to or improvement in some way.
Absolutely.
So what else could we ask about this year? I get the colour. I don't know why I get the colour green. And actually, that green is, and I'm not wearing it, that green is like the emerald green of the heart chakra.
Yes.
And the emerald green of this is a real thing, people. We have chakras, which are energy centres that keep all our organs alive, and they actually have colours, and they're colours of the rainbow, which is really cool because we're all little rainbows actually walking around. But the green is one of the ones for the heart because pink and green are the heart ones, the emerald green for the heart, but it's heart healing. It's also growth. It's saying there are new experiences and situations and possibilities coming into your world. So don't give up. Don't give up. A lot of people might have got to the point where they wanted to just give up on life altogether in different ways. And this says, there's hope. There's lots of things coming.
Exciting.
Don't give up. So what are you going to ask the cards?
What can we expect to see more of next year?
Oh, you want a little preview of 2025.
I do.
Ooh.
If this year's been very intense and
it has. It's the strongest energy we will experience.
As we were talking about, such a change from that, from the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly. What can we be looking forward to?
True.
Because it would be nice to kind of see potentially, after having such a deep year for so many on so many different levels, it'd be kind of cool to see what's coming up. So
2025.
Change, the death card.
This card is absolutely good news.
It is.
It is the most amazing card actually in the deck in the ways that it promises that everything that has happened in 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, going back before COVID when the world actually started to change,
yes,
is done. That chapter.
So we are really done with the transitional period because...
Yes, we are.
This feels to me like we're at that very end part. So this card here would be clarifying that, wouldn't it? It would be definitely saying that's an end to, we're going through this transition. We are now going through from the 3D to the 5D. We are going through a whole alchemic change, and this process has been done.
Yes. And the shift itself from 3D to 5D happens in 2024. It is done in 2024.
Right.
The Earth, the magnetic energy around the Earth, the absolute solar flare activity, astrological activity that's been going on in this year, and even this month. We've got 2 full moons this month.
Yes.
2 full moons this month. So that's blue moon.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So they're rare. And it's rare to have 2 full moons in a month.
It is.
So, but this is saying for all of you out there where life has been extraordinarily tough, starting back before COVID, that is when the earth in the world started to change. We had in our groups visitations from galactic, interdimensional beings, and I wondered why on earth. I knew the earth must have been in trouble. I thought it was in trouble, actually, just because of our man-made stuff, do you know? But in actual fact, they visited because they were observing.
Yes.
They were observing these changes and how we, as humans, were going to cope with the changes, because the dynamics of the way we operate on Earth and in the world needed to change, and it got to such a crisis point where we had stopped caring about other human beings.
We did.
That we had lost the lesson of why we were on Earth. We were here to grow spiritually, give love, look after our fellow man,
Yes.
and it became about greed. It became about, those individuals up on the top.
Absolutely.
And so things had to change, and this is what's been this whole process. We have the shift happened this year, though. So everything that has happened that has been tough, difficult, that chapter is closed. Your 2025 message to everybody is absolutely saying, it's done, it's over, let it go. Because
Yes.
this card says it's the ending of a phase. It's done, let it go. Don't look back.
Time to move
unless you're
forward.
going to use it to motivate yourself.
Yes.
It's time for a brand new start, for a brand new
Sounds
beginning.
great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure that would resonate with a lot of people, actually.
Yeah. So anything else you get off that card, darling?
I think you covered it in the sense of just letting anything that's holding you down, chaining you to the past, anything that's stagnant, not serving you any purpose anymore. Just anything that's not going to, as you said, serve you for the greatest good going forward. It's time to just let it go.
And the beauty of that card is it says it's done.
And it is done.
And all you have to do is let it go, because it's not relevant.
No.
It's not holding you back anymore.
I just feel like dropping all the baggage. You know how you just drop the backpack
Yeah,
and just simply walk away from it.
exactly. It's telling you that's exactly what's happened. The backpack just needs to be dropped.
Yes.
Time to look at life anew now. And it's interesting because I see a star in that card. And
Absolutely, yes.
And it's quite interesting because it reminds me of the star I put on the elephant.
Yes.
So there's something very promising for you all in 2025, individually, everyone. There's something really, really positive. It's hope, because the star is about hope. It's about make your plans. Don't be afraid of your plans. It's not going to repeat. Make your plans. Look at the future.
It's like making that wish upon the star, isn't it? It's like
exactly.
putting your ideas and things that you might have been holding off for one reason or another, it's time to bring those out. It's time to try those things that you would have never thought in a million years to give yourself a go of doing.
Absolutely.
Let those unexplored skills come out of you, you know, because we've all got things inside of us, abilities and things that we can be letting out a little bit more now.
Well, that was another thing, and thank you for reminding me, because a lot of this year and all the challenges that everyone's gone through this year, especially if they were really tough, it's because you had forgotten to do yourself. You had forgotten to use your skills and abilities. You had forgotten to factor that in as being important. So you were given a signal that you are now ready to use your unique abilities and skills, and that you must now step out and use them in some way. This is important. Life will guide you that way. It will show you that your old life is not working anymore. It's like you'll be hitting a brick wall.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, if you are doing if you are using your skills and looking after yourself, life will flow a lot better from now. And naturally, in a few ways, everyone's going to just automatically be doing that, because you'll be over the BS. You'll be thinking that I deserve to have something that helps me feel happy, something for me, and you'll be giving yourself that a little bit more, and maybe it's just time. Do you know what I mean? Giving yourself a little bit more time.
I think it is time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at your year and you reflect on it as a personal, what you've gone through, knowing that many other people out there have gone through a lot of different challenges and you know, difficulties in their life that have been really huge, what would you say to those people that would give them a little bit of, I don't know, hope, a little bit of, you know, to have faith? I don't know. What would you say?
That there is always light at the end of a dark tunnel.
Perfect. I like that one.
And that is actually as simple as it is to say. It is absolutely 100% the truth. The light must come with the dark. We have both light and dark. So, of varying degrees, but it is important to know that no matter how dark of a period it is, and for however long it's been going on for, that light will eventually follow. It will come.
Always does.
Always. So
yes.
While you're going through it, while I'm going through things, that's one thing that helps me go through and have the resilience and the stamina to push through things, is just by knowing that the light will come. Things will get figured out eventually, you know.
Yes. And that's the faith part of it.
Yes.
It's like you have no evidence to show you. The change happened in October.
Yes.
And I know that some of you will go, but I didn't see any change. The changes happened regardless of you, whether you noticed them or not. They started then.
Yes.
You know, things moved around, so those changes actually continue. And the light at the end of the tunnel is a perfect analogy, because, you know, if it wasn't dark, you wouldn't be able to see a torch if you switched it on.
No,
you know?
That's right.
But if you saw a torch that switches on, you're looking at the light only. You're not looking at the dark.
Human beings actually can't live without light and dark. Like we wouldn't be able to just live in the darkness, just as we wouldn't be able to just live in the light. It would be too bright for us. It would blind us. If we lived too much in the dark, we couldn't see. So we have to have both light and dark of equal
Absolutely,
measures.
Yes.
We are yin yang. That's the yin yang.
Yes.
So that's why that phrase to me or analogy to me is so important, because it is exactly that. Whatever darkness you're going through, you can put the light in there, and light does come. It does come in immeasurable quantities. So
absolutely, and that's that, positive thinking, affirmations. It's like, do something that gives you a different feeling, even if when you're in a really dark space and you're really down. It's just something that brings a little bit of a glimmer of even a lighter shade of grey, And
that's it, there's so many lights, and that's it. When you mix the two colours, you have grey. And so we live in varying shades of grey all the time in our life. And we can have the darkest of grey to looking pretty black, and then we can have the lightest to being quite white. And in every shade in between. So, if you can live in your life in any shade of the grey, to me you're doing well, because you can still see. You could still make changes, and you're not completely in the darkness. And when the dark does come, as you said, you can actively do things to bring more lighter shade in, to get that good balance of being able to kind of see a way forward at least, and keep forging yourself forward.
And if you've been in a place of dark this year particularly, just play a little bit of music. Actually, music maybe you've never heard before, or something of a favourite song, even if you want to. But music has got a lovely vibrational, lifting, natural lifting aspect to it. That's a light aspect when, depending on the music that you listen to. But then at the same time, you can choose to stay in the dark if you wish.
Yes, absolutely.
One would wonder, why would you want to stay there? But sometimes there's comfort in darkness. And you know that, because sometimes at night when the light's not on, it's like, there's that space of being able to be with yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything because you can't see what to do. All that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's also a time of reflection. We don't grow unless we reflect. So, and this is why it's so important that the dark is there. If we only ever had the light, we wouldn't have necessarily any kind of path, because we would just be blinded by an immeasurable light. Whereas, this is all to guide and push us through in life, We're supposed to learn things, and we're supposed to learn patience and hope and faith, forgiveness, love, unity, all these things. So we go through things for a reason.
That's right.
I think it's actually really important to embrace what we call our shadow selves, that darker side.
Yes, and I would just add, not fear it, not judge it, not think it's a bad thing.
No, it's about embracing it and accepting that it is that yin-yang part of ourselves. It's absolutely essential for our being.
Yes.
And
the thing about the kind of like the lesser side of ourselves, the weaker part of ourselves, the uglier part of ourselves, is that it has benefited us in our life. Otherwise it would not be there. Anger. Like I've talked about before, has a great use. It can help you have the energy to be productive.
Absolutely.
It can help you have the confidence to say something that you haven't had the confidence to say before. And, for our reality here on Earth, yes, the darkness or the denser matter is what keeps us in our body.
Absolutely.
Because it's wonderful to have the light, but you have all the light, then you're going home.
And this is what I'm saying. You're going up to the heavens.
You're not able to connect with your reality in this life, but you must have the light to guide you through.
Absolutely.
And to lift you up.
In the darkest of skies, we have millions and millions of stars.
Yes.
So, and it works the same way within ourselves.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So, my darling, we kind of had nothing to say, but we kind of said something. So I decided to pick a card at random without telling anybody, because I was going to wait and see what the card was for 2025. And guess what? It's the sunshine, people. The sun is going to shine in your life. It is out there today because we're going into summer. But this says your life is going into summer too. So you will see the light. You will see the sunshine. You will feel the warmth of life, maybe through people's kindness.
Absolutely.
But it also says it's a good year. It will be a good year, no matter what challenges you've gone through that you still have to sort out in the first couple of months of 2025. Put it behind you because there's bright skies ahead and there's some really fabulous, promising things coming. But of course, we've got to finish December first, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time. This is Radio Hawke's Bay. I am Gail, and Sonia and I have been talking. Thank you, Sonia.
You're very welcome.
And we will see you again. If you want to contact either myself or Sonia, my phone number is 027 4166 545, or Sonia's phone number is
027 492 3530.
Awesome. So that's just for help in any way, anyhow, anytime. Have a lovely, lovely beginning of December. We will see you back in the middle. Namaste. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
This program was produced by and first broadcast on Radio Hawke's Bay, your community access media station. Thanks to New Zealand On Air for making this type of programming possible.